Now, also want to talk about open house programs. Typically, you do these in the fall. Does anybody do the fall standard open houses? Most of us, I would presume. Does anybody do more than one? Does anybody do more than 3? More than 4? More than 5? More than 7? Hands still up. Wow. Okay, baker's dozen. The question then is, how many is too many? And how involved is your open house? Because, you know, really this is a front-end activity. You're trying to kind of kick off recruitment and enrollment, get people on campus during that fall visit season, which is critical. We're trying to time we're in the Northeast, we're trying to time the peak foliage. So we're always looking for that homecoming, mid-semester type of environment. But how involved is the open house? Is it long, like a spring accepted student day, or is it short and compact, almost like a glorified group information session? So you have the family, you do a presentation, you give them snacks, you let them kind of take the campus tour, you see certain things, but maybe not as involved. My question is, when you do 5, 6, 7 open houses, how many is too many if you're involving the entire campus or just part of the campus? Do you suffer from the point where families are going, well, I don't have to go this week because they got one next week. Well, I'm not going to go next week because they got one in June, in October, in November. Then all of a sudden it's January in the Northeast, we got snow. It's canceled. And then all of a sudden you have these families, you're getting into March, April, and they're visiting for their first time. Or you're losing them because they fell in love with someone else along the line. So there is a risk of too many. You can do too few. I think my campus does too few, and we're going to look to increase it this year. But I think you can also do too many. From a perspective of the consumer, too many options means it's really not all that important, or you burn out the staff on campus. You can't get everybody on campus excited to bring students to campus because, you know what, we just did that last weekend, okay? We can't do it again. You got to keep that in the back of your head. Fun day, make it a fun day as opposed to an academic day. You know, perhaps students, particularly you're dealing with the minds of a 16, 17, 18-year-old. You know, they want, you know, they got the ADHD going. You got to keep them focused, keep them happy, and move them on. Most people are going to try to do multiple open houses in the same weekend. I remember that was always the case back in the days at Marist. You know, people were trying to somehow get to the Hudson Valley and Albany at the same time. It's like a 2-hour drive, but they were going to do it. They were darn to do it. So keeping things short and compact, people might appreciate that. Is that everything? Okay, because we got to go. We loved it. Bye. That type of thing.
And it's important to just clearly label your programs too. So often families will come to Marist for information session and think it's an open house.
Yeah. Manage to that expectation.
Exactly.
They're coming for an information session, which is dynamite, but they wanted an open house. So then when they don't see the mascot, they don't see the coach, and they're not getting food, they're like,
the food is big. That's the biggest complaint I get.
Yeah, don't hesitate to fill a stomach.